All right, let's talk about something that I think so many of us are going through. That weird, sometimes kind of painful feeling when you look around and realize your social circle is getting smaller. We're going to look at the spiritual side of this, specifically through this idea of Ascension 2035, which is all about a huge spiritual upgrade for all of us.
Does this sound familiar to you? You're with old friends, but the conversations just feel flat. The old inside jokes don't really hit the same way, and you realize you don't have that much in common anymore. It's a really strange and lonely feeling, right? Like you're suddenly speaking a totally different language.
But here's a thought. What if this isn't about rejection at all? What if it's actually a sign that you're getting a spiritual promotion? Let's completely reframe this whole thing, not as a loss, but as you leveling up.
So this is the core idea, right here. That distance you're feeling, it's not you being called, and it's not them pushing you away. From this perspective, it's just a natural side effect of your personal energy, your frequency literally rising. So seriously, congratulations. This brings us to a really cool concept called vibrational mismatch. I know, it sounds a little out there, but stick with me. It's about thinking of our friendships as being based on a kind of spiritual physics. So the idea is that everything, including you, me, our thoughts, it all has a vibration, and we naturally click with people who are on a similar wavelength. So when you start to grow and your own personal frequency starts to go up, well, you can literally fall out of tune with the people around you. Okay, this is the perfect way to picture it. Imagine your whole life you've been listening to an AM radio station. It was fine, it's what you knew, but now you're starting to tune your dial up to a new FM station. The signal is crystal clear, the music just feels right, and you literally can't hear that old AM static anymore. Not because you hate it, but because you've just tuned into a completely different broadcast. And this is maybe the most important piece of advice in this whole journey, because it's so tempting to just turn that dial back down to the static just to feel like you belong again. But the message here is crystal clear. Stay on your new frequency. Don't shrink yourself to fit back into places you've already outgrown. So, if you're not supposed to go back, what's next? Well, this is where it gets really exciting, because that empty feeling, it's not an ending. It's actually the universe clearing the stage for what's coming next. You know that old saying, right? A full cup can't hold any new water. It's so simple, but it's so true. If all your time and energy is already filled up with these old connections that just don't fit anymore, where's the space for the new, amazing people to even come in? You've got to pour out some of that old water first. You can almost see it as this natural three-step process. First, the old friendships kind of fade away. It happens. Then, step 2, this creates what you could call empty seats at your table. But then comes the best part, step 3. Once that space is open, your true soul tribe, the people who are actually on your new frequency, they have room to show up and take those seats. I know that time with the empty seats can be really, really hard. It feels like loneliness, but let's reframe that right now. Let's turn that feeling from something negative into a source of incredible power. This is such a critical difference. Loneliness feels like something is missing. It's painful. But solitude, that's a choice. It's intentional. The source material calls it a private VIP line to the universe, which I just love. It's in that quiet, when all the noise from other people's frequencies fades out, that you can finally hear your own intuition loud and clear. This should be your new mantra. Seriously, sheep just follow the herd because it feels safe, even if they're all headed off a cliff. But the eagle soars alone. It has this incredible perspective from way up high. This time in your life is all about embracing that powerful lone eagle energy. Now let's zoom out and connect this to the really big picture, because this personal journey you're on, it's not just for you. It's seen as a kind of training for a massive collective event that's coming. Think about it like this. You're a pilot in training. You have to spend hours and hours in a flight simulator all by yourself learning the controls before you ever take on passengers. Well, this period of solitude, that's your flight simulator. You're learning to navigate your own energy, to trust your gut, so you can be a guide for others when the time is right. And that time actually has a date. The source material points to the year 2035 as the year of the Great Shift. It's a predicted time of this huge expansion in consciousness for everyone. Your personal awakening journey right now is basically part of the prep work. You're one of the front runners. So we'll end on this question for you to really sit with.
If you're still desperately holding on to the little pebbles from your past, those old friendships, old situations that weigh you down, your hands are full. The universe is trying to hand you diamonds, but you can only catch them if you're willing to finally open your hands and let the pebbles go.